on. So I'm going to start this. Let's start this with you just sharing some of the things that you've written down, and let's just peel off from there.
Okay, man. Well, probably, like I said, these are things I just kind of put down, just my thought process of things as I'm getting ready to attack the day. You know what I mean? Get on with it, see what good things, what challenges, what things how you're going to help people, all these things that kind of go into putting your game plan together for the day. And, one of the first things I wrote down today was this is a feel good day, feel good today. Feel good today. Now, the truth of the matter is, everybody don't feel good today. I've already got texts and things from people. They've got COVID, they've got flu, they've got this, they got that, they got somebody in the hospital, they're rushed to the hospital. I mean, just constantly things that kind of they kind of take the water.
Throw people off. Yep.
Yeah, they throw them off. It's just not a calm sea. There's some waves out there, coming in.
Yeah.
That are knocking you off your board a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But what do surfers do? They get back up and they paddle back out and they do it again.
Yep.
Today, it's like you just want to have a feel good day where you just feel good. You're going to share good things with people. And that mean everything's going to go your way every day. But you got to have a feel good. Some days you just got to, you got to just kind of clip up there on the top of your thing says you're the star of the day. Some just need to be the star of the day. They don't feel like they're the star of the day. Most of the time they don't feel. They just feel unappreciated, you know what I mean, whatever. And, it's just those are just things that I've already written today. I told a guy yesterday I was going to get my car washed.
Yeah.
We struck up this conversation with a gentleman. I never knew him from Adam. But he was a deep faith guy. And we got talking. I said, every day, I go 3-0 before I ever get out of bed. My little victories. We talked about that yesterday. Talked about, everybody wants that big victory, but it takes a lot of little victories in the course of a day to have the confidence and competence to get that big victory.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, everybody can start their day 3-0 before they ever hit the floor. Undefeated before the day starts. Man, I'm 3. Right. Okay. 1, you opened your eyes. That's victory number 1. 2, you have a conversation with God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank Him for where you are. People, you have prayers for people. You wish that they put a blanket of health over certain. That's just what I do every day. And then number 3, I shift my hips and my feet hit the ground. And my feet hit the ground, they're running.
Yeah.
They're running, and I'm 3-0 to start the day. Right there, man. I've hit my first 3 shots. I'm feeling like, yeah, baby, it's on today. I got the touch, I got confidence going, and it kind of gives you the wow factor for 3 seconds, 10 seconds till you walk down the steps, and somebody says, "Hey, how you doing today?" Most people go, "Man, I'm tired. I'm tired." See, here we go. Now we're going to the loss factor. They start hitting, "I'm tired." Oh, well, really? Well, you should have done this. You should have done that. Well, okay, but I'm still tired. You go to school. You go to work. Man, how you doing today? Man, I'm tired. Man, I'm tired. And then 24 hours later, guess what you've had? You've had a tired-ass day. You ain't got nothing done because it's all in your mindset, see? And people plant these seeds. They don't do it intentionally.
No.
They do it because that's just what they do every day. It's like a routine.
It's like their episode. They haven't changed the channel.
They haven't changed the channel. It's the sound that brings you down. And the best thing on that, I call it WEAK TV, weak. The sound that brings you down. Don't click that channel. Just go right on over to the next channel. But see, some people, they're stuck on that channel. The world's stuck on that channon. Really, when you think about it, everything that you do,
and for good or for bad, you could be stuck on a good channel and continue that happy channel, but people just for some reason like to browse and play in the fantasy channel of depression and the channel that shows them all the things that they don't have, so then they get immediately ungrateful for the things that they currently have, and they're not content with what they got now, which is health, which is wealth.
Oh, you're exactly right. Okay, so see, my shirt says no to competition. And then it says in the middle, no competition. Well, guess who your number one competition is? You. You're the number one. The opponent that you're facing ain't the competition. The competition is you. Okay. How are you going to handle that? You know what I mean? How are you going to handle that? And so people spend most of their life, wishing what they have. And, people, it's not what you have that makes anything. We talked about that yesterday. That's just stuff. Okay. It's what you do with what you have. you know. And people got more good things than they got bad things, but they're worried about the wrong things. They're worried about, oh, I need that new pair of shoes. I need a new house. I need a $150,000 car. I need that Rolex. That's just monetary bullcrap, is what that is. You can't take that stuff with you. It'll be here forever.
Yeah,
It's not,
I would say those type of things are kind of a mask of their insecurity.
no question. No question. And the world is dealing with a lot of insecure people. And you see, there's no saying that says when you're not happy with what's on the inside, you project it on the outside to the world. Okay. So when you are the star today and you're happy what's going on in here, you project that to the world. Okay. That's how it goes on. So it's like you just it's just what I've learned over, and I've been up and down that cycle. I've had this, I've had that, I've lost this, I've lost that. It's been a tough year for me. My house got flooded. I lost all my shoes. I lost my clothes. I lost stuff that it really that wasn't worth a lot of money, but it was just a sentimental thing for me that was given from somebody with the right heart, and I lost it, and it's gone. You know what I mean? Now the memory of it's not gone. I got pictures of it when it looked. I remember all those things. They all have memories. The thing about memories is they never go away. Stuff does. So instead of giving people stuff, give them a memory. Give them something they can think about. I had a girl send me a text yesterday on a post that I put out that somebody sent to me, and now that thing's up to over 20,000 people have seen that and reposted. I could. That's the most probably that's ever happened in anything I've ever. It just keeps going. I mean, this thing is like, whoa, and it's the simplest little thing. I didn't make it up. Somebody sent that to me and they said, if you're just too cool to do this, well, they're not. I guess I've come to the realize that people just ain't. It ain't that cool to do it. You know what I mean? They're doing it. But I had a little girl send me a text. She says, "Coach, I'm thinking about you," and you know what I mean. And so this little girl, you know, it was in one of my classes, and it was the last period of the day. And I can't tell you anybody in that class but her. Okay, so I remember her, and she's become an ultra successful young lady. She sent me a thing. I said, "Well," I said, Miss Competent. I said, Miss Competent, not confidence, competent. That means they don't wish they could get it done; they get it done. Competent people. I called her Miss Competent. I said, "Do you remember that story?" She goes, "Oh yeah." Every time I hear that word, I remember that story. I was in the class. We was in a health class, and we were talking about subjects. She goes, "Oh, I got a video on that, Coach. I got that video at home." I said, "Okay, you're going to bring that to me in the morning, correct? Because I'm going to do everything tomorrow off this video. So I have to have the video." "I got you, Coach. Oh, I'll have it. I'll have it there." I said, "You sure?" She says, "I got you." Well, the next day rolls around. 7 o'clock, I'm in there waiting, 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 waiting. No video. No girl. She didn't come to school that day. Oh, she was sick. I don't know what happened, but there was no way. She didn't contact me. She didn't say nothing. She just did it shut. So everything that we had planned. So we come in. She comes in the next day, and I said, the lesson of the day was, would you rather be confident or competent? And do you know the difference in the two? So I made the lesson of the day about her and about this point. So I took a situation that threw me off kilter. You know what I mean? So I had to be in adjustment mode. I had to be able to see something and know how to fix it. You know what I mean? You just got to be able to do those things. And it's all a game of adjustments anyway. Every day is. And I did. So I turned that into that. So finally she came to class. And I said, she had the tape. And I said, "Oh." I said, "We're going to have a lesson about this tape today. We ain't even going to look at the tape. I'm just going to hold the tape right here. I'm going to set it." It was an 8-track tape. It's one of the VHS tapes. You know, them old Okay, so this tells you how long ago it was. And so she's sitting there like this, and she's looking at me. So she goes, "Oh, this is about me." I said, "Well, you can make it about you, but it's really about a lesson that you're going to learn, and hopefully this ain't going to happen again." And so now she says to me, and she's very competent now. Oh my gosh. She is top sharp as a tack, ultra successful. And she goes, "I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that memory." See, so don't give stuff. It's like give something to somebody that they can go do so that they can go make their own memory. And
Yeah.
you never forget those things. Stuff,
Yeah.
forget stuff. Oh my.
It's interesting because it's like you've lost through that flood. You lost all these physical things,
Yep.
and there's been things in 2022 for you that have been taken away. But the one thing that's never been able to nobody can take from you is your mindset
You
and the
got
things that you've earned in your experience.
They ain't taking that. They can't get that. Then in September, I found out, I got colon cancer. So I lost all my stuff, got this, which is what this is. I'm about to go get this unhooked. So I'll be free for 12 days. I only got 3 more. And, hopefully this thing's going to be gone. You know what I mean? Road to where that's not a big thing. And you ain't going to get my mindset. You can't steal this. You can steal everything else. You can take this or you can lose it or whatever happens, happens. But I've always told you this, and I've said this a million times. I always believed that things happen for reasons. I can't always put my finger on what those reasons are. Man, why is it always happening to me, but it never happens to these people? Luckiest people in the world. Well, maybe you think they are, but they ain't. Okay. So you see how your mind can play, it can play tricks on you. I got this, you suck. I got this, you can't do it. I got this, and everybody gets stuck on this side, listening to the negative because that's what the world has become, and they don't listen to the good things they got going. So that's why I say, make yourself a star. Feel good today. It's those little things, you know, uh, change. I mean, change is messy, man. When you have to make changes in your life, it's messy, it's hard, and nobody want to do it. But you got to make it count. What's all this? Why is this happening? Well, you got choices. Feel sorry for yourself. Feel sorry for yourself, or feel pitiful. And I always say this all the time: you can't be pitiful and powerful at the same time. Which one do you want to be?
Yeah. What do you think the hardest part of transition is when you're going through a transition that's different, change?
Accepting what's happened. This is what it is. I go into everything. I'm a coach. I do everything like I'm preparing my team. So give me the facts. Arm me with the facts. That's the first thing I need to know when something happens. What are the facts? What are the things I can't change? So I don't spend my time worried about things I can't change. Okay. What are the things I can't? Okay.
Yeah.
What's my game plan? Then I get my game plan together. Write it down. And then guess what? We execute the game plan. Now, in the game plan, there's going to be adjustments. It ain't always going to go A, B, C, D, E. Some things in life, most things in life aren't scripted. This ain't a play. This ain't Broadway. This ain't Hollywood. Okay? So you got to learn to adjust. There's a key word right there. Adjust. Some people are really good at adjustments, and some people, man, they just sink like a rock. They adjust nothing. Okay? It has to be their way or no way. Well, that doesn't work anymore. That general pattern mentality, that used to work. That's kind of how I grew up. I was old school. This is going to be my way or the highway. Well, you either did or you didn't. Well, now, why can't we have a little give and take right here? Okay, why can't we do a little bit of that? Okay, so when everybody's working together, great things can be complicated. When no one cares who gets the credit, it's unbelievable what can be accomplished. But so attached to me, me. And there ain't nothing about we. Okay. And it's like, you have a chance to be the da-na-na in Sports Center. That's it. You have a chance to be that. Or you could be the, oh, God, here we go again. You know what I mean? And see, it's just there it is. It comes down to that mindset. We got to make it count. Okay, so once I get the facts, then I get my plan,
Yeah.
execute the plan. And I make my adjustments along the way, and every day is going to be a little different. Not going to be the
Yeah.
like I told you yesterday. There's never going to be another day like today. Whatever today is, I guess it's December 29th, 22. There'll be another December 29th, but it's going to be 23.
Yeah.
What are you going to do today that's going to make this day great? Well, I've already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the hospital. I'm going to get unhooked. I'm going to tell those ladies over there, and I'm going to see some people over there and tell them how great they look. And, man, you just keep it up. Give them a little bit of what? Give them a little bit of that positive side, because they're probably stuck over here.
Yeah.
I know when I walk off that elevator, I look. I get out and I go, my head sticks out the elevator. I look at all those people lined up down through there, exactly going to go get what I already got.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to get unhooked, and I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to say hi to some people. Hey, how y'all doing? Good to see you. Hey, Coach is here. Attitude just what? It starts to go up because that's how they see you.
Yeah.
We ain't going to get you down. This week TV ain't on this show.
Yeah.
Man, they hooked me up. I said, okay, look, I lifted up. They put me a little pink Band-Aid on. I said, I can deal with the pink Band-Aid. I ain't got no issues with that. I told my little granddaughter, Vera, I said, I'm going to get one for you and bring one home for you so you'll have a pink Band-Aid. Because he put Band-Aids on her boo-boos.
Yeah.
And I'm going to separate the arms. How much
so
appreciate them. They're going to smile. They're going to laugh. There's that other thing, see? And then sometimes, it'll hit that heart button.
Yeah.
I told you about that. And you can always tell when that heart button hits because the tone of your voice changes.
Yeah.
And it's only there for sometimes 10 seconds. But it just hit me. See?
Yeah.
Thinking about it, it hits me. Now, boom. So I've done, remember we talked about that yesterday?
Yeah, there's three things.
I've done the three things. I've already done three things. What are they? I've had thought, I think, I've laughed, and
cried.
Brought my emotions to a tear. Joyful tear. Not a sad tear. I'm happy. I'm happy for these people. But, it's like some people just can't go there. They can't hit that button. Or they have that button, but it's just, I don't know how you hit it. I just, it's like I said, there's like I said, a book, Lead with Your Heart. When people know, and they know, and I don't know how, they just know. When you're talking to people from your heart, it connects.
Yeah.
When you're talking from your head, it goes in.
Yeah.
It goes what? Right out.
Yeah.
How about that heart thing, man? When you lead with your heart, people know you care. And people always want to know how much you care before they care how much you know.
Yeah.
Get about how smart you are. And they don't care about it. It's not about me. It's not about you. Never has been. It's about our time here and what can we do with our gifts to make it better for other people. And when you do that every day and you add value, which is what I've done my whole life, that's not what I set out. I didn't really know that when I set out to do this. That's what was going to happen. Okay, I didn't know any of that stuff. But now I know.
And then it just goes to show the power of your words, because the words that you spoke on that post in this example, I'm going to share this piece of content on social media, so we have to tell the audience a little bit about that post. That post was just a post that you took from
somebody sent it to me.
Somebody shared it to you, and then you took that post and parlayed it. You basically extended it. You posted in your own way with your own photo, and then that got how many views?
Well, it's up to 20,000 now on Twitter.
20,000 views.
But it's growing every day. I mean, my phone just keeps going bleep, 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 bleep. I don't know how all that stuff works, but once it gets into a rhythm or whatever stuff's called, man, it just takes off everywhere. Because here's the deal. She started the post with the word cancer. That got my right there.
Yeah.
That, and I said, and then when she got to the point where she says, well, if you're too cool, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I ain't cool. I said, but here's what I know. Everybody that reads this has somebody in their family that's had it, died from it, or is battling it.
Yep. And
I said, if that don't hit your heart button, and they comments, coaches have left comments, they says, Coach, I had assistant coach for 4 years that battled this, and he lost the battle. So maybe he really didn't lose the battle. He
Yeah.
God took him. It was time for him to take it. He did what he did. I said, you see, his legacy is still living on because you're talking about him right now, and you're probably
Yeah.
having a thought about him, and you're probably going to do something and say something to the team tomorrow about something he said. So he's not gone. He's gone
Yeah.
in the physical world.
Right.
In your heart, he's in your mind, he's in your brain. He
Yeah.
left an impact on you. And so when you leave, when God calls you, says, "This is what I'm ready for you." What impact are you going to leave on the world?
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
it's interesting.
That's big to me. See,
It's interesting because even like as you were saying, you collected things. You would collect physical things, and then the flood came and it washed it out. It's almost like God's way of giving you things where he finds the most value is through experiences, because now you, in your situation, although you didn't understand at the time, why did I have to get diagnosed with cancer? But he sees it as, but look at all the amounts of people you now can serve and relate to, which is something you can't ever buy. You can't buy experience. You can't buy relatability.
Nope.
But now you have that in your ability to connect with not just 20,000 people, stadium-sized people.
Oh yeah. And so the funny thing is, I live 5 minutes from this hospital, this
Yeah.
research center. I drive by there. I can't tell you how many times I've gone by that place.
Yeah.
Looked at it, and I just go, and I never knew what truly went on in there till I had to go up there and see for myself.
Yeah.
Now when I drive by there, I have a whole different, point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I can visualize people sitting right where I'm sitting, looking out that window.
Yeah.
I know what they're there for. I know they don't want to be there. I know some of them are sick as you know what. I know some of them, this thing has just thrown their whole world in a nightmarish spin. But you got to look. You got to keep your eye on the finish line. That's what I tell people. I'm number 5 done. I got 3 more. My eye's on that line.
Yeah.
I cannot get across that line until that time frame. I can't speed it up.
Yeah.
Not something I can go, boom, it's there. I'd be nice if it would be, but it don't work that way.
Yeah.
So now I've got 12 days where I'm unhooked. I can go I can still do pretty much whatever I want, but I don't have this thing on. And then I go repeat the process again. Then I got to repeat the process again. And then I'm crossing that finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told some people yesterday, I said, I've played on championship teams. I've coached championship teams. And I've got the rings. I don't have a ring. I got rings, okay? All that junk, that stuff that says you did it, I guess,
Yeah.
But when I go hit that bell, that'll be the biggest championship I ever won.
Yeah.
And, you can ring a bell.
Yeah.
That don't seem nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
In the SEAL training, you ring the bell when you want out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ringing the bell because I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm moving on, baby. Come on. Now we're going to plan B. Now we're going to this next phase. I've already attacked this phase, which was the hardest one.
Yeah. You were talking about alignment and getting back. When a game plan, you're going through the game and you got a great game plan, but you're going to have to make adjustments. You were talking about adjustments. You're a guy that is super motivated, and it feels like you are, more motivated than most people, and you have this framework that you live by that just keeps you in that motivated state. But has there been any moments in just this experience with going to the hospital, have you had any days where you kind of were unmotivated, or you kind of were down because you got news that you didn't like, and how did you deal with that? How did you adjust?
Well, it's so weird. It's kind of like, if you ever go buy a new car, you don't realize how many cars like that are on the road till you get that one. You just notice things, okay? And so now it's the weirdest thing. I mean, it's just, I know where it all comes from, but it's just all this stuff now is coming in here that I'm seeing that I never paid attention to. You know what I mean? Because it never really affected me. So there's a commercial that I see multiple times that has a gentleman where he's just been diagnosed with this, and he sits down and he says, nobody wants to hear this. It's kind of like I described it as a three punches gut punch from Mike Tyson in his heyday.
Yeah.
Oh man, it just hits you. And you have that moment like, oh no.
Yeah.
You know, why me? Instead of the moment of why not me?
Yeah.
Okay, why is this? So you always go to that first, I think. I think everybody goes to that, you know, if they have that moment. Okay? But then you got to snap out of that moment, like real quick. Okay? And for me, I had this conversation yesterday with that gentleman at the car wash. Never seen in my life. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like you just, you don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But you just got to believe what's going to happen is happening for a reason. And you got to trust, you know, and that's why what happens is I have this little person right here. And you see what that says? Hope.
Hope. Yep.
And what hope means in the Bible is a good beginning and a good ending. That's what it means. So you start out, look, this ain't where I want to be, but this is where I am. This is the hand I've been dealt. Now, what am I going to do? I can't do it by myself. Okay? I can't do this by myself. It takes a team of people. I call that circle of hope. That's my circle. Okay? And we're in the middle of that. Okay? The good beginning, my doctors, my nurses, the people that greet you when you come in, the people that smile at you, the people that check your weight, the people that check. These are all these people that are vital. And if you don't believe all this stuff doesn't work together, just look at the situation with Southwest Airlines.
Yeah.
There are people, they can't connect people, okay? But all of a sudden, this people don't show up. Their flight crew don't show up. And all this stuff starts happening. Well, if all that stuff is not working smooth, like a machine, okay, you see what happens. Chaos sets in.
Yeah.
So when I see all these moving parts, those are my team. That's my circle. My friends that give me encouraging messages. You know, the people that just send one little thing that with the hands like this, boom, hits my heart button. They didn't say nothing. They didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But all these team members working together, you know, and everybody's got that circle, you know, but some people don't have the hope. And when you lose hope, that's when people sink, man. That's when they get into the depression. That's when things are going to happen to people every day that ain't going to be great. But like I said, pitiful, powerful. And I just reach up there like this and, okay, you're done. You've had your 3 seconds of pity, whatever it is. What'd that really get you? Nothing. Don't go there.
Yeah.
The term I use this. It's a 3-word phrase, and when I start to feel that, here's what I say to myself. Don't go there. Don't. My brain, what? Don't go there. I'm going to write that down. Don't.
Well, yeah, it's because it's really interesting because it's like the emotions that you're feeling, you know that they aren't serving you.
No. Not going to do nothing. It's going to bring you what? It's going to tank you. It's going to take you down. Well, I'm not in it. I don't want to go down.
Yeah.
I ain't say every day you're going to skyrocket, but, you know, every day if you get little victory, you're moving the clock forward. You're moving the needle forward.
Yeah.
And everybody in the world, I don't care who you are, I don't care what situation you're in, you have opportunities every day to get those little victories. But, you know, the thing about it is you can't do what you don't know. And see, most people never think about it that way. They never. Yeah. That's the simplest thing I ever heard, Coach.
Yeah.
Simple. It is simple. You know, the old KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay? Yeah. One that I used to use. Simplicity rules, if you really think about it. But everybody makes things, oh, my God. They complicate everything. Okay? And you're just making it worse.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it simple. So, you know, for me, I'll show you this. If you can see this. Like, this is a little book that I keep.
Okay.
And I write down, like this is just today, what I wrote down. And as you look, as I go back, That was yesterday.
Yeah.
You can't make no sense of that. That's the day before. You see what I mean? That's the day before. You see? That's the day before. I can't sit down and just write that stuff. I listen. I read. The people that you associate with, the John Maxwell's, the people that are the leaders. Leadership is influence.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't got influence on people, you ain't leading them. You're just taking a walk.
Yeah.
Okay? But the influence, people don't realize really the influence people have on people.
Yeah.
They don't realize it.
Yeah.
Everybody can influence somebody in a positive way or a negative way.
Yeah.
And I ain't going to the negative side of things. Forget that mess. Okay, I ain't even going. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking out the windshield. That's why they make it bigger than the rear view mirror, because that's going backwards.
What do you think it does when you record your thoughts? Like you do it on paper, I do mine on a video document. We both are documenting in different ways. Both are content. But what do you think it does for you mentally when you're able to just record your thoughts on paper? What do you think it does? How does it motivate you?
Well, when I read some things that I wrote, the only difference is I'm the only one reading them. Okay, when I do this, like you told me yesterday, I didn't even know, I didn't even think about this. But It's so simple. I got the tool right in my hand every day. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a lot better if you're really having a conversation.
Yeah.
I think it's better when you have a conversation versus just getting on there talking.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, and so now you have an opportunity to take what you wrote, whatever that is,
Yeah.
and you can share it with somebody. And then
Yeah.
they get a little text back and they go, "That's what I need to hear today, Coach. Thanks." So
Yeah.
that's one person. And if you can help one person today, there's that picture. The needle moves.
Yeah. It's
And
like
that one, you know what the one's going to do.
Yeah.
It's going to lead to two.
Yeah.
Two's going to lead to four. Four is going to lead to eight. Eight's going to lead to 16. Not a big number. 16 going to lead to 32. 64, right? Then all of a sudden, you're going to hit that button. It's going to go, poof. It's like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's almost like the exponential growth rate. I mean, if you're getting one person and then that person gets one person, then it's 2 times 2, then it's 3 times 3, then it's 10 times 10, then it's 100 times 100, and then it's just
compound interest, baby. And when it's working for you, woo, it's a beautiful thing. When it's working against you, it ain't so good.
Yeah.
So you have the power to change it.
Yeah.
But you see, what happens is this stuff doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's not a quick fix.
Right.
Okay? If your alternator goes bad in your truck, they can fix it. That's a quick fix. This is not that. This is a lifelong journey.
Yes.
And Maxwell talks about this all the time. I never thought about this either. It has to be intentional. It has to be something that we talked about this yesterday. It has to be something that you click out of your schedule every day. It might be 5 minutes. It might be 8 minutes. It might be 4 minutes. It might be 20 minutes. It don't matter. There's not a timeline on good content and good things that you got to say. Okay? And, if you don't say it, you can't get it back. And for me, I use a term I call the 24-hour rule. And here's the 24-hour rule. I would tell anybody to use this rule. If you hear somebody say something that moves your butt, you can say that. You can take what they say. You don't have to say exactly how they said it. You may take it that how it fits you and how you interpreted it. And you don't tell it to somebody or share it with somebody in 24 hours. You know what's going to happen? You can't remember it. It's gone.
Yeah.
Can't get it back. Can't get it back. You get ready to say something, you can't remember it. Your computer's running a little slow. Then all of a sudden, boom, 5 minutes later, you can remember.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't remember back. That's why I keep my phone. Because I wake up in the middle of the night, 3:30. I got the greatest. My brain is like cooking.
Yeah.
I got up this morning, 3:30, and I sit there and I'm thinking this stuff, and I'm thinking, if I don't write this down, I'm going to forget it. So here's what I wrote. So I got my little pad right here. These are things I wrote. Last one I wrote says, get it done. Okay? Get it done. Okay? The next one I wrote says, just take over. Just take over. Quit waiting around for people to take over.
Yeah.
Step it up. step it up.
Yeah.
We ain't stepping down, we're stepping up. This is the way we got to go.
Yeah.
Motivation to succeed. That's what I wrote. Rule the court. Rule the field. Rule the diamond. Rule it, man. Rule it. Don't wait for somebody else to rule it for you. Don't accept your life. Lead it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that means. Those are things that those things happen just during the night. I woke up and I wrote those 3 things down. I was out thinking about something else, and this is what came up. Now, if I didn't write those down, guess what? I knew I had them thoughts, but I'm going, hell, I can't remember what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But the power of putting it down, now I got it.
Yeah. And now you can share it. Now you have.
Now, all those things I said, what did they all lead to?
Yeah.
They were all moving the needle what?
Yeah. Well, what's so cool is now that you've shared these thoughts, and we're going to continue to share thoughts day by day, it's like those thoughts just are going to be more crafted and a better thought. And it's like, how much better can the thoughts that you currently have right now that you're putting in your journal, how much better and how much further can those thoughts be extended in the universe, and how many people can you connect with, which is really interesting, because if your post that just says share this if you're not too cool gets 20,000 views,
It's still growing. I ain't even looked at it.
Yeah, so it's like, if that is something as simple as that gets 20,000, and my generation, we don't look at 20,000 like online as like, we can't even imagine it. We look at it and say, oh, okay, my video got 10,000 people. But it's like, if there was 20,000 people in a small basketball court, that's a jam-packed house,
Oh, yeah.
So our voices and our stories and our thoughts, it just goes to show that it can connect with thousands of people. And if we don't start sharing stories daily, we're going to miss out on all those opportunities that are just right in front of us.
And the crazy thing about that is, you're absolutely 100% dead on. The crazy thing about that is that one thing, that one word, man, connects with people.
Yeah.
That word cancer, oh, you got people's attention right now.
Yeah.
Whether they got it or they don't.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I mean, you just got it. That's a word, and that's going to be that's one of my new missions.
What's one way from your coaching experience connecting with people that are just coming onto the team? Let's say you got a brand new team, or you're coaching a camp that you've never coached these players before. How do you initially connect with somebody? What is your go-to to connecting with somebody that you've never met before, but getting them on board to have influence and authority to give them the best coaching advice? What's your
rule number one? You got to make him feel important from day one.
Okay.
You're here for a reason, buddy. There's 12 on my team. There's 200 that try that. So you're important.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't care if you're number 1 or number 12. You're important. Well,
yeah.
They don't
like
that. The janitor, he don't feel important, but he's so important.
Yeah.
Or the cooks, they don't feel important. They feel underprivileged. Nurses, underprivileged, because nobody ever tells them how important they are.
Yeah.
On a consistent level.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you, but I'm not going to have to get after you sometimes. Okay? Because, there's an old saying that I learned this in education a long time ago. It's really for everything. People do what's inspected, not what is expected.
Yeah.
So when you know somebody's watching you, you're going to what? You're going to perform at a higher rate. That's why when you go to a sporting event, people are watching you.
Yeah.
So those guys that are playing in those games, whatever game it is, they know they're being watched. So they're playing at a high game. Now, they don't do that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, they might to some extent, but not all at that one time right there.
Okay, yeah.
So they're being watched. They're being judged. They're being everything. You know what I mean? Which we shouldn't really do, because bottom line is, I don't know your story. I don't know what you're going through.
Yeah.
And I've sat in rooms with people waiting to go get chemo, and the guy says, "Yeah, man, I'm coming off. I fell and busted my head, and they found out I had this. Then I broke this, and then they found out I had." And I'm going, he says, "I'm just an old farm boy living out." And I mean, this guy's one of the most awesome guys I've ever talked to in my life. But you never know by looking at him. You judge him.
Yeah.
I ain't judging nobody.
Yeah.
Ever done that before? Yeah, I have. Should I? Nope. And you know what? The crazy part about it is what I thought wasn't what really was. Because when you think about it and you judge people, you always think the worst. You don't think the best. But if the guy's real good at it, you're jealous of him. If he's real bad at it, you don't want to be like that. So jealousy is earned. You know what I mean? People that are jealous of you, they don't like you. I always tell people, if you don't like me, you don't know me. I said, here's what happens when you get successful. When they're jealous of you, they'll change their tune from, I don't like that guy. Oh, I know him. Oh, yeah, I know him. Oh, yeah, I know him now. Because yeah, I know him now. Oh, what happened to you? Didn't like him 20 minutes ago. Now you know him now. Oh, I see how it works. Why? Because it's always about what they think, and it's, like I said, the second big thing is, it's not about me, it's about you. What can I do to help you better? You need my help, you let me know. My door is open. Now, I could come across, they say, "Coach, you're intimidating." I said, "I'm intimidating?"
Mark Cisco.
I'm intimidating? He goes, "Yeah." I said, "What makes me intimidating?" This was a funny one. I said, "What makes me intimidating?" "Your mustache." I said, "So if I shave my mustache off, I'm not intimidated." "Well, maybe." He said, "Yes, make sure you got that look."
Mark Cisco.
Yeah. Maybe because it's like the mustache goes downward, so it's just an automatic. Maybe it's.
I used to have it like this.
No,
And then I put it a little bit lower, then it kept getting a little lower, then it kept getting a little lower.
No, I think the honest answer, if kids were honest with you, why they believe you're intimidating is because I think when you get around somebody that is a high level caliber person like yourself, I think there's an amount of responsibility that person has to start to act by. They have to rise their level, and it's kind of for a lot of those players that are saying that, I think, are just intimidated because they know that you require the best to be your best. And some players are like a little uncomfortable because they're like, I know I could get better and he's going to require a whole lot more out of me, but I'm not ready. I don't know if I'm ready for that responsibility.
Yeah, some girl sent me a text. She says, "Man, I love coming here, but I hated them cone drills." I said, "I'm glad you hate them because I don't really do them much anymore." And she goes, "Oh man," and I said, but see, the one thing I tell them is when I'm coming with excitement.
Yeah.
They're coming with, and it's a common response.
Yeah.
The first time you go somewhere and you meet somebody, anxiety. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know who I'm going to meet. I don't know what's going on. I've seen this guy. I've heard about this guy. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And all these thoughts are what?
Josh.
You know what I mean? All these thoughts are going wacko.
Yeah.
And so first thing I tell them is, how many of y'all have been here for the first time? I said, here's what's going to happen. This is going to be a different experience than probably what you have encountered. Mm-hmm. Number one, mistakes are okay in this gym.
Yeah.
If you're making a mistake, you're growing.
Yeah.
You're getting out of that comfort zone. That was a post I did just remember thinking about the comfort zone.
Yep.
The strength zone we wrote about.
Yep.
You got to know how to balance those two things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't care if you mess up. I don't care if you miss a shot. I don't care. That's part of the process. Or the process, as they say in soccer. Process, not process. And it doesn't matter. They look at me like, really? And I said, now here's the part that I'm a sticker on. I ain't worried about you missing a shot. Because there's a reason why you miss it. We can fix that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I'm really worried about. When I blow this whistle 2 times, I ain't waiting on you.
Yeah.
If you heard that, that means I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say something that's going to help you. Isn't that why you're here? Mm-hmm. You want to get better. So if I don't say something, I can't talk over 55 basketballs dribbling.
Yeah.
55 basketballs dribbling while I'm talking is like you talking when I'm talking.
Yeah.
And when you're talking, all you do is talk about stuff you already know. Can't talk about
Yeah.
it you don't know. If you knew all this, you wouldn't need to be here.
Yeah.
But I know it, and I'm going to share it with you. That's all I require. That you hold that ball. That's a self-discipline. And you what? Listen. If you can't listen, you can't learn. Now, that's the most important thing that comes out of that conversation. See, we totally shifted it from basketball messing up, dee-da-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da-da, to this. Now, that's a lifelong skill. How many people can't do that?
Oh, that's the problem. That is the exact problem we have in our current world, is just not opening our ears and just
Okay.
listening. I was thinking about what you said with people get anxiety when they first meet somebody. We were talking about that. You were talking about that, and you said, I always look at it like you could switch that. You could, instead of being anxious about meeting somebody, imagine if you were meeting this person. Imagine if God literally told you, every single person I put in your life is there to help you for a certain reason. You would be super excited. You would like run in doors trying to find people and saying, hey, God put you in my life for a reason. So like, what's up, man? Like, who are you? Why are you here? Why are you in my life? How can I help you? But it's that, like you said, it's that mindset where I'm thinking like every person in my life is put in my life for a specific reason. So I'm going to be excited. I'm not going to be anxious. And instead of living in that other mindset of being anxious and fearful as if everybody's against me.
Yeah, that's how you start to see. You're planting a seed and you're watering that plant of the negativity. Everybody's against me.
Yeah.
No, they're not. You just think they are. Everybody's watching me. No, they're not.
Yeah.
People got their own. They're so busy in their own world. They ain't paying no attention to you. You just.
Yeah.
They're not. They can't care less about you, really.
Yeah.
It says, "What can you do for me?"
Right.
That's what it all comes down to. What can you do for me? Well, some things that you do in the long term, there's going to be benefits for people.
Yeah.
What I do, what can I do for you? I've already done. I told him, I said, I've been everywhere you want to go. I've done everything you want to do, and
Yeah.
and what people don't know that story, everything I was good at 55 years ago, 56 years ago, I became bad at. It flipped. It was based on an injury. Okay, the big break could be a broken neck, or it could be the break that sent you down the path that you were meant to go down. Okay, but you see that in the beginning. You that's a journey.
Yeah.
That's a journey that you take. And I remember it happens to me too. Now I can walk in that gym and I can take over that gym because I've done it many times. But I went to a conference in Circleville, Ohio with John Maxwell, 20 people, private conference. First time I ever did that. One of my good friends knew him, and that's how I got all that set up based off of something totally out of the realm of this.
Yeah.
And I says, well, first thing I want to know is, he says, I want to know, can you be, I just want to go around the room, tell me who you are, tell me what you do, da-da-da-da-da. Well, I was like number 15 out of 20 where I was sitting. And guy stands up and goes, I'm the CEO of Toyota. I go, oh, God. Toyota?
Yeah.
Toyota? Oh, yeah, he came from another. I'm going, this guy's like this guy. And it's getting worse. These guys are like big players. And I'm going, oh, my God, I'm in the wrong room. I said, gosh. I was thinking to myself, so here it comes, number 12, number 13. Man, my heart's beating like crazy. My blood pressure probably off the chart. Okay, and I'm thinking to myself, this is the conversation I had right before it came to me. Listen, big boy, you need to take a little bit of your own advice. You stand up and by God, you tell them who you are, what you do. So I stood up. I told them who I was. This is what I did. I'm happy to be here. This is what I want to get out of this thing. And I sat down. They went right on by. And then we got to a little break. And we went back to the break and they had some coffee and some water and some snacks. And these guys come up and go, now, what is it that man, that is really cool. You know what I mean? I never even thought about that. You know what I mean? I said, I invented basketball lessons. You mean what? Basketball lessons. 30 years ago, there was no such thing as a basketball lesson. You get a guitar lesson, a tennis lesson, a golf lesson, a karate lesson, but there wasn't no basketball lesson. You go to basketball camp for a week. There was no individual lessons. There is now. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry full of crap. Well, full of opportunities. Everybody that, I don't care what gym I'd go in. I don't care who I'm watching. If I really go in there with an open mindset, I can leave with something they said that I liked. I might have said it the same thing. I just said it a different way, and I liked the way they said it. Maxwell says, don't just take what I say, go make it better. Go take what I said and make it better. I'm not going to give you any royalties to my book, but go make it better. And that's what I said. Okay, so I'm going to I'm listening to this guy. I don't agree with everything he says, but that's just your options. But I do agree with this. And I like the way he said that. And I tell him afterwards, man, I really like that. You don't mind if I use that? He says, oh, absolutely, Coach, share it. See, he comes back to that sharing again, see? And I'll tell him where I got it. I ain't going to make it mine. I'll tell people, I didn't write this. This was sent to me, and it hit my heart button. So guess what? It moved me to do this. And when that happens, when you get that movement, woo, man, that is, and so when I look at things, people always talk about, well, how much money am I going to make? Well, teachers and great coaches and leaders, they don't coach for the income. They coach for the outcome.
Yeah.
What are you going to leave with that you're never going to forget? Okay, because we're in the game of life. Mm-hmm. Life is a big game. And we're just players.
Yeah.
And we have the ability to control our playing time. Mm-hmm. We can be on the court or we can be on that bench.
So tell me, so there's 52 weeks in the next year. You're a coach. What would your advice be to someone that wants to go undefeated, 52-0? What's the mentality that we need to bring in 2023 to wrap this podcast up? What's the mentality that we need to adopt and look at from a coach perspective so that we can go undefeated? And we may have weeks, we might go 52 or we might go 51 and 1. We might lose a couple games, but what's the mentality if we're very ambitious and we want to win 2023? What's our approach? What's our approach got to look like?
Pretty simple. There's that word again. We got to get rid of the seed of doubt.
Yeah.
And replace it with the seed of possibilities.
Yeah.
And when you look at your possibilities, woo, man, you go, man, I could do this. I could do that. Okay. There you go. Now look at all those things that can happen. But they ain't going to happen overnight. They're not going to happen accidentally. You got to be intentional. You got to write it down. You got to have a plan. You got to have a mini plan. Okay, you got to have those daily victories.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't go from 1 to 365 overnight.
No.
There's going to be some bumps. When you're a trailblazer, not riding down the paved road after it's already been blazed, and concreted or black tar, whatever. It's easy to ride down that road. You're cutting the trail. Woo! It's tough. We find, it's like I said, to most players that are in this business, like leading, they're in the business of coaching, teaching, developing players. Right? Will you still be there in 10 years? And the answer for most people is what? No. Well, see, I've only done, I taught school, and I had a lady teach who I coached. Her son was a great player, and has since passed. And the brother, I coached the whole family, and she was a great educator. And she said to me in a text yesterday, she read something. She goes, "How did you become so wise?" And my response was, "It wasn't in school, LO, because I didn't connect school because it wasn't the way that I teach it now. Now, the way I can, if somebody would have taught me this, I would have connected. But it's like, every day in life, you sit there and you go, why am I doing this? How is it going to help me? Kids in school go, why am I learning this? I'm never going to use this. This is a bunch of junk. So they become a distraction worse rather than listening and learning. But here's how you beat them at that. This is what you need to know. Here's what we're learning today. Okay, you post this out there, people are going to pick bits and pieces of this that they learn. Not all of it. Here's why we're learning it. And here's how I'm going to use it directly in my life today. Three simple things. Now, if somebody would have, I do that in the basketball. Here's what we're learning. Here's why I learn it. Here's how you're going to use it in the game today. I said, this move you're learning, you're going to use this move more than any move you ever learned in your life. And you're going to use it today in the game. Well, how am I going to do that? You just watch. And then all of a sudden they go, oh, man, I like that. Then they go and do it in the game. Oh, I can do it in the game. I own it now. I ain't renting it. I'm not doing it against a cone. I'm doing it against somebody. Now I own it. I did it. I can do this, okay, because I see the result. And when the best way to motivate people is success. And everybody has the opportunity to have some level of success every day. 365. They don't want a little. They all want what? A lot, real fast. It don't work that way. Sometimes you get a little lucky. And luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That's the definition of that. So what you're ready for is what's going to show up. Game don't pop up. It shows up. It ain't like a weed. You can't, weeds just pop up. They pop up everywhere. You got to pull them out. Then they come back. Okay, well, hey, we don't want that. We want skill. We want that to show up. We want that to get better. Whatever that skill is. You know what I mean? Whatever that skill is. So get rid of that doubt, because that's going to, see, people are going to carry that right over into the new year. It's like, how many people join the fitness places after New Year?
Everybody.
How many of them last? More than a month. Now, the guy that lasted 365, go look at him on day one and go look at him on day 365. But how did he started to see some results. He started to see that bicep, that tricep, that chest, those abs. Feeling good, you know what I mean? Getting up, having been.
Yeah.
He starts seeing that stuff, and he wants what? A little bit more of it. I taste it. Ooh, I like to taste it. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, and see, that's how it works.
It's buying into that lifelong mentality, and and I think the people that count the days are basically just explaining to the world and to people to show people how long they lasted. See, whenever I ask somebody, how long have you been, how long have you been training, or how long have you been, let's just say, away from not drinking or doing drugs or whatever, and they're like 3 or 4 days or 7 days, 14 days. Well, then you've just told me that you are counting the numbers until you break, because somebody that's truly conquered something, their identity is like, no, I don't do that. I don't do drugs, because they're not going to ask you what brand of drug when you present, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, their identity is completely shifted. And that's how I feel like a winner from people that are just trying to break out of different, or form different actions, because their identity is, no, I do this every day, dude. I wake up, I run a mile, I work out, I come back, I do the things that I should do. And that's just what I do. And it's not like I'm counting, this is my 300th day doing this, even though, I'm coming up on, in 25 days, I've ran 1 mile every single day. So, but I haven't counted that. It's just, this is what I'm going to do forever. So what's your leading thoughts, your final thoughts? We're going to wrap this up. What's I talked about, there's 52 weeks in 2023. Yep. You're going to have some games that appear where you're gonna lose, but you're gonna probably face that team again somewhere later in the season. What from a coach perspective, what are some thoughts you can give of encouragement, saying, hey, you might lose one game, and it might be versus this one enemy, this one rival team that you guys have been real good, a good matchup, but next game when you face that rival, when you play that team again, even though you've lost the last time, you could win that week or that game. What would your words of wisdom be for this season?
Okay, you made a great point. I'm just going to add to it right there. You said, the people were counting the days. You know what I mean? Well, let's flip that. Don't count the days. Make the day count.
Yeah.
So that just totally flipped it. Okay.
Yep.
When you say days, that seems like, oh God, that's going to be eternity. a day, 168 hours in a day or in a week.
Yeah.
8 hours in a week, 24 hours in a day. Now, here's what I say to people. You might be busy, but, people will go do what they think's the most important in their life.
Yeah.
Okay, so count the day. Okay, 168 hours in a week. You got an hour a week? Oh, you got an hour a week. I don't care who you are. If you want that hour. If you want that hour, you might have 2 hours or 3 hours or 30 minutes. I don't care.
Yeah.
You got to make that right there. So you got to make the day count. In order to do that, you got to have discipline. Let me rephrase that. You use that word discipline. You need self-discipline. Doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it.
Yep.
That's called a plan.
Mm-hmm.
An action plan. Okay, not the yank method. Well, I'll do this. That's like a dog chases his tail on a merry-go-round. You're moving, but you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
There's a lot of action. There's just not a lot of productivity. Action or inaction or reaction. I'm understanding what are you doing that's going to produce the results you're looking for. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when it comes from these bumps in the road, you got to learn from them. Okay. When you make a mistake, learn from it. Mm-hmm. When you make a mistake and you don't learn and you make the same mistake, it's not a mistake anymore. It's a choice.
Okay. Yeah.
So we don't want choices. We want to learn. Okay, so how many times y'all missed? We lost by 5, Coach. How many shots you missed around the basket? 25. Well, let me break it down for you. You can't win close games when you miss close shots. You miss them in practice? Yep, every day. Okay, so if you miss them in practice, what are you going to do in the game? You're going to miss them. Why do you miss them? There's only 5 reasons. I don't know them 5 reasons. Well, then you can't fix it. So you can't do what you don't know. So coaches have to learn how to break that down. Well, every coach does this, and I've been guilty of it. Okay, I'm so pissed because y'all are missing them shots. Put them balls up. We ain't going to shoot. We're going to run. I'm going to run you till you throw up. Well, that's making the coach feel better. That ain't doing nothing for the players. Am I training a track team or a basketball team? So I got to be able to explain to those guys, here's why we missed that. Okay, now, I do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when a guy drives in, he misses, I look, I go, that's number 1. They go, damn, I caught the ball too low. I never got it up. I ran out of room because I only got that long to do it. I need to shorten it, not lengthen it. I got you, Coach. Now they're connecting. Okay, you're connecting with them. I put down there to go. I go, that's right. There makes a big difference.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing. It's a little thing. But those little things add up to what?
Yeah, what I like is the fact that the whole agenda of this podcast, I mean, you were talking about people make things. In the beginning, you said people make things so complex. And then the outlook on this 2023, basically what you're saying is, hey, you might lose a game, but then once you lose the game, look at the stats and fix the most simple issue. If you can make those shots under the basket, we're going to win those close games, which it's not this.
And you can make them. And you can make them.
And you can. So it's an achievable approach towards fixing just the simple issue in the close games instead of coming to the gym the next day and saying, scratch everything, we're putting a whole new playbook in, which would be so ridiculous. It's like, Coach, we only lost by like 10, 5 or 10. We're going to put a whole new game plan in. So that was huge. I mean, what you said is like huge because it's like we don't think of those things. It's like we lose games in life, but we don't think about what are just the simplest things that I could have done, that I should have done, that I could get better at so that next game I can win. And those little things are going to create a big margin because you might win next game by 20 just because you fixed the smallest thing.
Oh, yeah. And then you tell that guy in the radio show, hey, you know what? Hey, man, that guy was the finisher. We called him the closer. And then that guy makes you think, man, I'm important. See, it comes back.
Yeah.
Am I important? Am I important? Yeah, y'all. Everybody who's here is important. If you weren't important, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's true.
That's people they lose that sense of hope. They lose that sense of I'm important. Okay, and everybody needs a little. Everybody needs a little encouragement every day. I don't care what you say, and there's 100 million ways to get it. You might be in contact with somebody that is an encourager. They're a fire lighter. They make you flame bigger. You might be around somebody that's a firefighter. Those are great when your house is on fire. Okay, but when they're trying to put your flame out every day, those aren't the people you really want to be around. So if you have
Yeah.
to be around those people, okay, what can I do to where I ain't letting that happen? I'm gonna put my fire shield up, you know what I mean? My firewall, they ain't gonna get me. But I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Okay, and what can I do maybe to say something to that guy that I can flip him? Ooh, don't just put it all on him.
Yeah.
Okay, what can I do to make it better?
Yep.
It takes two to tango, you know what I mean? There's power in numbers, man. One's a lonely number.
Yes.
Okay, and like I said, if you've got a gift or a talent and you don't share it, it's a waste. And you can't get it back. And the crazy part about it is, which is probably another topic for another day, is how do people really know what their talent is? What's your gift? They don't even know how to tap into it. Most people don't. I asked that question. You guys are all talented in this room. You all got a gift. What's your gift? I don't know. Coach, I don't know how to find it. I go, it's the simplest thing ever. Tell me. Okay, what are you good at that requires, what are you really good at that requires, it don't require nothing. You're just good at it. Well, I can take that engine apart and put it back together with my eyes shut. Conversation. In a conversation. I tell you, if that was me, let me tell you what I'd be thinking. Mercedes, BMW, Jaguar, Range Rover. I'm going to be a foreign car mechanic. I'm going to own my own shop. I'm going to fix the problem because I know how to do it. And then that doctor down the street who you think's better than you because he's a doctor, when his car breaks down at BMW or where, who's he going to bring it to?
Yeah.
He can't fix it. Now he can fix.
Yep.
He might be able to fix cancer for me, but he can't fix that car.
Yeah.
And he's so you're basically the same people.
Yeah.
You just don't see it like that. If his pipes break, pipes are busting everywhere because of this cold weather we had. You know what I mean? Who they gonna call?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who they gonna call? And see what makes that guy come to your house faster than that guy. You might have a good relationship with him, and you make him feel what? Important.
Yep.
Important.
Yep.
He gonna show up at your house way quicker than the guy's going. How long? Why did it take so long?
Yeah. Yeah.
Say, you're going to the end of the list, buddy.
Yep.
Oh, it's all in our what? Control. It's all how we
Yep.
steer the car, man. It's all how we steer the car.
Yep.
And it's just that simple. And unfortunately, people just don't really think about it like that.
Yep.
But we can help them do that. We have the power now to help them do
Absolutely.
that. And there's nothing better than helping somebody. There ain't
Nope.
You never feel bad. Hello, Heidi. You never feel bad when you're helping somebody. Like here's my little 1.5-year-old right here, my grandbaby. She brought me some yogurt melts. She can't get the box open. So watch this. I'm going to open this box. Watch what happens. This is as simple as it gets. Okay. Come here, Mighty. I'm going to introduce you to the world. This is Mighty. Mighty Heidi. Mighty Heidi. So watch what I'm going to do. I gave her this thing. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. She sees that pen. There you go.
Yeah.
Just in your mouth. There you go. What are you going to do? Put that in your mouth. There she go. What'd she do? She ate it. Now, she couldn't get it out of the box. So she came for me to help her do it. And
Yep.
now what's she doing? Now she wants
Yep.
what? Now she wants more. She's watching you. She can't figure it out.
Yep.
But see, she's smart.
That's
She
a
came
great.
for-
That's a
she
great.
came for this.
Yep. That's a great metaphor. That's a great metaphor to
Watch
end
it.
this.
Gonna get it?
Is
Oh, there we go. I just helped.
that's.
There you go.
Yep. I love
Say
it.
bye, everybody. Bye. Okay, I'm out.
That's a great metaphor.
You see how simple that
for-
was?
Yep. That's a great metaphor for just in general. Little kids intuitively are better at asking for advice or presenting problems to people that are in position that can help them solve that problem. The little kid went to the person to get the bag open to eat the food. So, Coach, how about you lead us out? How about you lead us out and break us out?
Well, like I said, man, I just, again, I'm. You want to come back? Okay, she wants to come back. I just, I just, I just, think that just the biggest thing is I just want people to have hope. I want people to know that they matter.
Yep.
Everybody matters, or you wouldn't be here. You've already hit the lottery because you're born. Okay.
Yep.
You being born are not very good. Okay, but when you're born, you hit the lottery. Now this little angel right here, she has not a bad thought in her head, and she comes to me and she releases what she wants because you know why? She feels she's in a safe space. That's what kids do. They release in safe spaces. Guess what adults do? They release in safe spaces too.
Wow.
So make your space safe and give people opportunity that they don't feel intimidated by you. They know that door's always open. You don't work for me, honey. You work with me. Okay, there's a big difference in how you make them feel that.
Yeah.
So, with. That's a team. That's a team. That's what. And so that's what I'd leave you with, man. You got great. Everybody's got the ability to make what they want out of it, but you got to make every day count. Every day you got to be the star. Okay, you can't take no for an answer. You can't doubt yourself. You got to feel yourself, and it's easy to do, but it just depends on. Don't go there. Don't go there. And my brain just shuts off. That little stupid little thing. Don't go there.
Yep.
Because we all go there, then we wish we wouldn't have gone there.
Yep.
I don't want to go wishing. Okay, I don't want to go there. I know it's not going to get me there. I've gone there before. Oh, let me tell you.
Yep.
I've been there, done it.
Yep.
Everything I'm telling you, I've been
Yep.
just as guilty, bad as there. But it's all how you just change. And things change your mindset. Okay,
yep.
And you don't always know where it's going. But if you just don't just try to, feel sorry for yourself. Think what am I getting out of it? What's the big picture?
Yep.
Remember the windshield. See forward. Life is not in reverse.
Yep.
That's why the rear view mirror is so small.
Yep. Okay, well, I'm going to end this. I'm going to challenge anybody that's listened to this segment, took the time to listen to this segment. We're going to have more segments consistently.
Reach out to us on Twitter. Reach out to me on Twitter.
Yep.
Coach Clayton, our Instagram page, Sports City U Basketball.
Yep.
Jim Clayton. I mean, we got all kinds of ways. If you want to find me.
Coach is available.
We got all kinds of stuff. You know what
Yep.
I mean? We got content that we've done for years that we've got so much, you can put it back out again and they think it was all brand new because there's so much stuff.
Yeah. Tons of stuff. And
it's
yep.
good.
I'm going to lead with this last thought. I want to challenge anyone to do what Coach just said. Go create a safe place for at least one person, because that is so huge. That was the biggest takeaway for me in this podcast is that those final thoughts, but it's like creating a safe place allows people to operate as themselves.
Yeah, they release, man. It's like, who are you? I never seen this person before. Where you been?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And we don't allow people to do that because we live in a punishment culture. If you don't get it right, I'm gonna replace you. If you make a mistake, I'm gonna take you out. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess what? Ain't nobody gonna be perfect.
No.
You're creating the problem. So the old saying, you're either part of the problem or you're the solution to the problem, but you can't be both.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you one last thing. Remember those three things we talked about when we started. The three things you do every day. Think. Got to in thought. Write it down. Put it on your phone. Do what you got to do. Laugh. Get somebody to laugh. Heidi's down there laughing, carrying on. I put the blower on her. She'll start laughing, going crazy. Okay? And have something move you on that heart button that brings you to tears. Tears of joy, not tears of sadness or feeling sorry for yourself or whatever, that you have great hope for other people. And don't be afraid to reach out to them and just say the simplest little things. Because a lot of people today, they don't know how to reach out to people because they can't communicate.
Yeah.
They don't know what to say. They think, well, I'm not going to say the right thing. There is no right or wrong thing. Just send them a heart and a prayer. It tells you love them, you're thinking about them, and you're praying for them. And that's in a conversation. They'll take that anywhere you want to go. That little gesture can change a person's world in a day.
Yep.
And you've made their day. You put them on a feel-good day. They're the star. And if you do those 3 things every day, man, you've had a great day. You haven't. You've just had a. We've already done that today, and it's going to get even better. I ain't even gone to the hospital yet. I'm going to blast them out when I go over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to blast them out. And I'm going to tell you, buddy, when I get 6 weeks, in 3 weeks or 6 weeks, when I ring that bell, boy, let me tell you, that's going to be the biggest video you've ever seen. You talk about that one. Woo!
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for you.
I'm liable to pull it off the wall. I'm liable to jump up there and hug them, kiss all them there. I don't even know what's going to happen. I've thought about it, but it's just going to be one of them in the moment things that, that's going to be crossing the finish line. I'll be getting that 4th ring, and that 4th one's bigger than them 3. Because I ain't in a new car. I'm interested in survival. That starts right here. So you guys have a great day, man. It's great
and
day.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to just share value to me and to all the people that see these videos. So have a great day, and until next time.
You got it, Big Daddy. Y'all be good.